And welcome back to another episode of the Saucy Boys.
Saucy.
I go by the name of Nunchuck Johnson.
Michael Stokes, baby.
Or you can call me Chaku or DJ, whatever you want to call me. But
Call me Stokes, Stokely, Sir Stokely Fairview. It's just a few that I had in my mind. I just had to get those off.
Before you didn't have the AKAs, now you got the AKAs.
I mean, I had them. I just never really wanted to let the world know what they were. So
I'm excited now that you got some AKAs on here. We got to start putting them up on the screen and shit whenever we're
when you
AKAs.
see me around.
But we're back. So we didn't get to do an episode last week because if you aren't here in Texas, then you didn't know that we had a blizzard for 2 days.
You probably caught the news and saw what the shit that was going on. It was I saw people calling it SNOVID 21, Snowmageddon, things like that. Basically, what it boils down to is we're in a state where we don't see a lot of snow. For anybody who's on the East Coast, especially in the region of the state that we're at, we don't get snow that sticks for like it probably like once every 5 to 10 years.
It'll stay on the ground for a minute, but then the sun will come and like melt that shit.
Fuck yeah.
Easily. So
and that was like the craziest part about it. Like when it did snow, and of course everyone went outside to enjoy it that Sunday night or whenever it did hit. It was the idea of the next day. I remember talking with my girl and we were just like, yeah, I'll probably melt by tomorrow. And then it's like noon comes around and it's still everywhere, and we're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, nope, that shit stuck around.
And shit was like,
crazy. I'm here to stay.
He's like, I'm here, nigga.
Jack Frost is tripping right now. Weatherman Jim.
Motherfucking Weatherman Jim.
But yeah, so we didn't get to do an episode last week, and so this week I think we're going with the tequila trend for a little bit.
Whose tequila is it?
So we got a special. Especial. Tequila Especial. The Teremana.
Woo!
Reposado.
Woo!
Tequila Teremana.
We got the Rocks Tequila, the Great Ones Tequila. My favorite wrestler ever made a tequila.
Yeah, so.
And it's fucking, I can't wait to try this shit.
The bottle is just dope, for one. I like it has a little signature on the back. That's pretty tight.
Where was it at on your shelves? Where did you go to get it?
I went to Specs to get it. And
where was it at shelf wise? I'm assuming it's towards the top.
It was like right below top shelf.
I figured so.
So yeah, so we're gonna try this Teremana tequila, the Reposado. Got 40% alcohol, by volume. So
ooh,
a little sauce to it, a little sauce factor.
So we're 2 weeks on tequila. What? I won't jump ahead.
How do you feel about tequila? It doesn't matter how you feel about tequila.
Ah, shit.
Because we about to get into this bottle. Oh, I got to do the little. You ready?
You got to get the little top.
I got it.
You got the sides off?
I got it.
All right, let's do it.
Are you ready?
ASMR. Here it goes. Ooh-wee.
I love that sound.
That cork bottle, man. I swear.
So, it smells sexy. All right, so we're going to take a shot of this first.
Of course. We got the little shot glasses for all the other listeners.
Since it's The Rock, we're going to get the little shot glasses out. Yo, this episode, we might be a little saucy. I can't even lie.
That's a big fucking shot.
Oh, shit. Well, that's about an ounce, right?
I guess. All right, I'm going to take a sip and then pour the rest in my cup. Like,
I'm going to take the whole joint. It's been a long week. You know how long I was stuck in a house?
We survived, though.
Y'all survived. I almost lost my man. Ooh, I almost lost my mind.
We'll get into it a little bit. I want to get the shot process out of the way, but I want to know what your low was last week.
I'm gonna let you know here in a second. So I'm gonna take the hefty shot, and you could take that one. You can do whatever you want to do, but
make a little smell real quick. Ooh. Oh, I can smell like it smells like a fucking margarita mix, and I'm. It's like I can smell the salt and the lime in it already, and it doesn't even have that shit in it. That's crazy.
So the little drink we're gonna make with these is called ranch water. So what we're gonna do is we have this Fever Tree Club soda. We got some lime juice, and then we have a couple of limes we're gonna put in there. But yeah, let's get into this shot. So
shot.
Cheersies.
We go a little clink clink. There we go.
Glad we made it out of the blizzard.
We made it
out of SNOVID.
Unbelievably smooth. Got a nice little bite at the end. But
yeah,
going down, that was almost like water, and that's scary.
This is Dwayne Johnson, DJ Johnson's. This is dangerous, and I love it. All right, cool. So I'm gonna get a little bit of ice in this
Couldn't
cup.
be no bitch, so I had to finish my shot.
Get a little bit of ice in this cup. We're gonna make these little drinks. But yeah. So this whole snowstorm. I'm from up north. I'm from South Dakota.
Yes.
So we're used to.
You're used to.
Oh yeah.
Say that.
South Dakotans.
Yeah.
We're used to a lot of snow. So when it started snowing down here, or when the roads got like slick, people were freaking out. My mom's texting me, drive safe. Like everybody's bugging out. But I'm like, yo, it's really not that bad. Just because I already know how to. My mom knows I know how to drive in it.
Yeah.
But it's just like other people down here. Because people in Texas, when it rains, they can't drive. And they be running into each other and, accidents and all kinds of craziness. But, oh yeah, let me get this open real quick. So while we're making these drinks.
Making bevs.
If you're sipping on something, go ahead and take a little sipping tin.
Sipping tin. We're prepping the drinks once again for the audio listeners.
So I'm gonna get this Teremana in here.
Did you already put the soda in there? No.
The soda's going there right now.
Tequila in
Oh
the
shit!
cup.
You might need another one of these. Another one.
You gonna
Grab that little lime juice, keys. Oh shit! Too much. Oh well.
I did not know that this was what ranch water was.
Which is, I don't know. We're about to see how this goes. Need a little popper.
Yeah, thank you.
But yeah, so I don't know. It's just crazy to see like everybody freaking out about, which I get. Like y'all don't really get snow like that down here. Like it gets cold, and y'all have snow on the ground for maybe like a few hours, but it doesn't like stick. It was what, like 6-7 inches of snow.
Yeah, I'd probably say that.
Yeah,
I know to some people they're like, oh, that's not that much or whatnot. But it's enough to shut down this state because the whole power grid information. I'm not going to delve into it. If you don't know, unfamiliar with it, look into ERCOT, ERCOT, and how the power grid is set up in the state of Texas, and that will show you why we were so ill prepared for it. But I did want to ask you, what was your worst? What was you at your worst during the blizzard, quote unquote, because it did knock out power and water for us, and so yeah, a lot of people had to revert to some tough times for a couple hours to get by.
So I have a gas stove and a fireplace.
One of the lucky ones.
So it wasn't too bad. The only thing that sucked is, to me, like, it's not that bad. Like, this is a good day in South Dakota when it's like snowing.
Yeah.
Like when it's consistent. Like you're out there like snow pants, like doubled up on socks, like all kinds of shit. So for me, I was like, what? Like y'all are really bugging about that? I'm about to go for a jog. You know what I mean? So, just the worst part about it was just being there with no electricity. Because I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm snowed in, quote unquote. I have these days off. I don't have to do any gigs, so I can practice.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it. So the first night, the power stayed on up until like maybe like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like going through music and like getting into a little groove and shit. And I was like, yeah, like I'm, finally going to organize my crates. And I am like, all right, cool. Like next day, wake up, like I'm going to practice, like, work out, do all this shit, right? So I go to start practicing. And as soon as I start, I'm like, all right, cool, getting like a nice little like 5-10 minute set. And the shit shuts off. And I'm like, all right, cool. And then I've seen people like posting, they were like, well, like it shuts off and then it comes back on for like an hour or two and then shuts off. So I was like, okay, like that's not too bad. Bro, it got to a point where I was doing sets and it would go off and I would time it. I'm like, all right, cool, like it's going to come back on. It would come back on, but the times kept getting shorter.
Yeah.
So it would go from like it's off for like 10 minutes and then it went from like it just sucked.
Yeah.
So like that video I posted on Instagram where I'm like DJing and the power shuts off and I'm all pissed off because I was doing a live.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, this sucks. Being stuck at home for more than 48 hours with no power and nothing to do, because out where I'm at, like I didn't have any cell phone service.
Yeah.
So I couldn't watch Netflix. I couldn't do any of that. Like I didn't have Wi-Fi. Like it was back to like like just being in the 90s and like doing puzzles and crossword searches and shit like that. So
by candlelight.
Yeah. And so I got bored, and I got to the point where like I came down here to grab some stuff, and from there like I just drove around. So for me, the streets weren't that bad. It only got bad like whenever it started getting like dark.
Yeah.
And then like the road started freezing over a little bit more. So I was like, all right, like, yeah, I get it. If you're not familiar with driving in this kind of weather, then like, yeah, I can see people, you know, getting into accidents left and right. But the thing that pisses me off about Texas and how people drive, it's you have these dudes or these people, I'm not going to just narrow it down to dudes, but you have these people in like big trucks that think they're invincible and think just because they have 4-wheel drive, like they're not going to slide off the road and shit. And I'm just like, so I'm on 1604 and like I'm seeing these dudes drive by going like 90.
Like fucking idiots.
And I'm like, what? This is why y'all wreck.
Mind you, what I think is crazy is how like, and it's crazy because it got buried. The story got buried once the whole state got hit. But it's like, mind you, everything kicked off with this the weekend prior, like the Thursday prior with the 100-car pileup in Fort Worth.
Right, yeah.
And that's because somebody hit black ice up there. And so you think they fucking understand, like, yo, that's what we're tripping about down here. It's black ice. Like, it's what they say. Like, you don't know you're on black ice until you're on it, basically.
Yeah.
And
then with that's
the issue.
Yeah, with that too, it's just like you're going over bridges and stuff. Like those freeze over
and
quick.
They take the longest to thaw out also, is what I found out too.
So it's just like you're driving, because me and my dad, we ended up driving over to Costco and they had parts of 1604 open, but parts where you hit like those little overpasses, they were slick. Completely. And like close. I could feel and I'm going like 40, like 50 over them, but you can feel like you're hydroplaning. Yeah. Like there's no traction whatsoever. So it's just like you have these people that are going like 80 and expecting like, oh, it's cool, like my truck has 4-wheel drive, like I'm gonna be all right.
I'll be good. When actually you need to turn that shit off and learn how to drive on the ice and learn how to drive in snow, because it's not. That's what normally gets people fucked up is their 4-wheel drive and shit, thinking it's gonna help them, but it doesn't. I know for me my lowest was when we were heating food up in the oven by candlelight. So my girl has a bunch of them fucking Bath and Body Works candles and shit. And what we did was earlier in the day, we went out and got food at like a restaurant that was open. It just randomly was open. It wasn't like Whataburger or nothing, because we weren't going to brave the lines. It was actually like a sit down and eat Mexican restaurant. So we ate there. Now the thing was, I had ordered food from a burger place to pick up over here in this area. It's Attaboys. I haven't. Cullum Attaboys. They used to be out. They've been all over the town. They've used to do like First Friday a lot. Okay. It's where Court Hot Dogs used to be. That's what moved into where Court Hot Dogs is off St. Mary's.
Oh, okay, okay.
And so that's what's over there. So like I ordered food from there, and I remember placing the order online, and then like when it gives you like, it doesn't give you like a Domino's order tracker, but it tells you like when your order is going to be an estimated time. And it's like when it popped that up, all it said was pending. And I was like, that's strange. You know what I'm saying? So like we're going to pick the food up, and like on the way over there, my girl looks at the Instagram for the restaurant, and they're saying like, sorry, we're experiencing extremely long waits. Please be ready to wait a very, very, very long time. And I was verbatim what it said, and I was like, what the fuck? Now, mind you, it's been 30 minutes after I ordered, probably like 45 minutes. We get there, I get out to like get the food. I go in, I'm like, yeah, I'm here to pick up an order from Michael Martin. He like looks it up, and he's like, oh shit, I gave my government name. Shit, my bad. But I was like, yo, I'm here to pick up bleep that out. I was like, I'm here to pick up an order for Michael, and he looks in the system, and he like looks at me. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I haven't even put it in the system yet. It's probably going to be an hour and a half wait before we even make it. And I was just like, fuck. And he was like, do you want me to cancel it, or do you want to wait? And like not even thinking about it, I was just like, well, fuck it, I already paid. And I mean, it's like if you cancel it, I gotta wait days to get my refund. So I was like, fuck it, we'll wait. We'll go to HEB or something. And he was just like, all right, cool. So instead of going to HEB because we saw how the lines were getting, we went to that restaurant and ate. Then I was like, well, fuck it. Once we eat here, we'll just pick up what I ordered and we'll have it for dinner.
Yeah.
So we get it, and of course it's cold and shit now. We get it home, and then like we open the oven, and like she's like, well, how are we gonna heat this up? Because that was the biggest issue. We kept forgetting like little things like that. Like we don't have power. So I was like,
it's such a fucking inconvenience.
Yeah, because she was like, well, we can make coffee, and I was just like, don't you need hot water for that? And she was like, shit. And I was just like, damn, like we can't do nothing.
Like you don't think about all the things that
like,
and so that's why I'm fortunate that I had a gas stove.
Yeah,
is because you can still do shit.
And that's what helped her. Like she had a friend who lives in an older house in this area that's all gas, and they still have the gas stove, so they didn't lose power. Everything was good for them.
So we didn't lose power. Well, we lost power, but we didn't lose water. We still had our water. But then like that whole shit like with the boil, and then
some places are still in boil notice.
Yeah, luckily for like us, like we didn't like have any pipes bust or anything like that, so that's good. But it just sucks, man. Like it's a huge inconvenience, and I just hope that if this does happen again in the future, like Texas is more prepared.
I would love to enjoy the snow more than just one day.
Yeah,
because it was awesome that first night. The first night it hit when you weren't thinking nothing of it, and you can go back into your warm place and enjoy it and have a nice night and shit like that. Great feeling. Now that was when I was like, okay, I get it.
This ain't bad.
Yeah, this ain't bad.
And that's what I was thinking too before I went to sleep. And then I woke up and I was like, all right, cool. Like snow's. I opened up the fucking garage and I was like, I'm gonna do a set and look at the snow. So I'm all doing that shit in the garage. Next thing you know, I was like, oh, come on.
Welcome to the bad side, motherfucker.
And it got to the point where I was like racing, like trying to, all right, I'm gonna go back out there and try to get in real quick and then come back. And so that's why I posted that video.
It was fucking crazy. We put our leftovers in like pans and put them on like one layer of the oven, and then we took like 3 or 4 candles and put them on the bottom layer. Like warm the shit up.
Your food tastes like lavender and shit.
It did. It kind of had like a hint of lavender, some fucking rose petals, and bullshit like that. But it toasted my bun, so I couldn't hate.
See, the crazy thing, man, is like people were bringing like grills and shit into their house, and they ended up getting like carbon monoxide poisoning
and dying and shit,
and sitting in the car like doing it. I'm like, yo, y'all gotta.
That's the strangest to me. I don't live in a cold state, but even I know you can't sit in a garage with the door closed. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta crack the garage door at least.
That shit was crazy.
I mean, R.I.P. to that family that lost their life that way. That's fucked up. But it's just like, man, I thought everyone knew that you can't just post up with your engine on in the garage.
See, that's why, like, I was telling somebody this too. I was just like, yo, like, I'm good. And they're like, okay, Mr. South Dakota, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, not everybody, and I get it. Yeah. I get it. But everybody that was, like, asking me, like, oh, well, what would you do or what can you do? And I'm just like, honestly, guys, it's really not that cold. Because it was like, at night, like, it dropped down to, like, 19 or whatever. But, like, bundle up. Like, get blankets. Like, do all that shit.
Here's what I'll say. It wasn't that cold. But as someone who does not have any like things for my hands or nothing like that, touching the snow was fucking cold. Like that shit was cold as shit. I had ambitions of building a snowman. I was like, yo, I'm gonna build a snowman. My girl was like trying to hold me to it. He's like, all right, build your snowman. And like I tried to get like a few snowballs together, and my hands were like, I felt like I had frostbite, and I was like, fuck this. Yeah. I'll just run around in this. You know what I'm saying? But
the snow is cool. But just like all the extra bullshit that came with it was, trash. And then like all the people panic buying.
We always do that shit.
Like why?
I don't get it.
Like just go and get it. You gotta understand. Like if it was for something bigger, like I get like the whole like COVID quarantine shit, like you being stuck in the house for weeks or whatever, you can't go nowhere. But yo, Texas, this was 2 days. Right? 2 days tops. Snow.
And here's what I don't get. They panic bought shit that they couldn't even use with the fucking heat with no power.
Nobody had electricity.
Like I don't get it. Like why is all the milk and why are all the dairy products gone, motherfucker? Like I don't get that.
I mean, you could have left it outside in the snow.
That's wild to me. You got perishables for a fucking fridge you don't have. Like that's stupid.
It's funny. We went to HEB and then we went to like Costco and shit. and like everything that was left there was just like all the healthy things.
Yeah, none of that bullshit. We don't want it.
Yeah, but like all the Doritos and shit was gone.
All
like,
the good shit.
But there was still like hella banana chips
Fuck
and like trail mix and shit.
Like damn, you look like the assed out one because you don't want to have to buy that healthy bullshit.
I wasn't mad. Nigga. I was like, shit, all right, I'll eat this. Like I ain't worried about it.
Plantain chips.
Because that's all I was doing the whole time was eating.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what we realized.
I was fucking eating everything. I'm like, and I didn't realize how much I eat when I'm bored.
That's why everyone boredom eats, and they don't know why. Because I went to Target and got a bunch of shit because it was the only place that was open, and like we ate breakfast, and then like it wasn't even 2 hours later, like we were just like, man, I'm hungry again. It's like, and I was like, are we hungry or are we just fucking bored and there's nothing else to do but try and make food to kill time? You know what I'm saying?
Bored. Because you know what I did after that episode where we talked about the little Debbie joints? Nigga, I bought every pack of Debbie snacks that they had in H-E-B. Right, I got the cosmic brownies. Hey. I got the strawberry shortcake. Hey. I got the Swiss rolls. I got some little Debbie apple pies. I got they didn't have oatmeal cream pies. Star Crunch. I got Star Crunch.
Oh shit.
But I had when I tell you them joints was gone.
Yeah.
In like a day and a half.
God damn.
I would find myself like going downstairs. I'm like, I'm not hungry. But I would just go in the pantry and I'm like, oh, this looks good.
Fuck it. Why not?
And I was back and forth. I was like, my dumb ass was like, let me try a Star Crunch with a strawberry short. So I was eating them joints together.
Just mashing them together.
Yeah. Bad business.
That's a look, though. That's a look. But we survived it. One of the only good things to come out of last week, in my opinion, was the new Mortal Kombat trailer.
Yo.
So I've been meaning to ask you, like, what do you think about this? Because you've been the biggest hater of this shit since it was announced. So I got to know. What's the thoughts?
Man. Okay, so after watching the Mortal Kombat trailer, I was like, you know what? Like, this actually looks pretty dope. I'll give it a chance. But what I didn't like, and I knew I wasn't gonna like this shit, is Jax's arms.
What was wrong with Jax's arms?
They look too fucking like T-1000, like Terminator type shit.
What did you want him to do?
I want like the Winter Soldier like arm with like the...
Fuck Winter Soldier.
I just think it would look much better if it was that. Cause like,
did you ever think that maybe they didn't go for the Winter Soldier arm, thinking like, oh, people are gonna think we're biting Winter Soldier?
The Winter Soldier bit him because that nigga had the metal arms like that before fucking Winter Soldier had it.
Winter Soldier is a character that was created in like the 70s, bro.
But his metal arms wasn't as cool as Jax.
I'm
because
just saying.
Jax had two of them.
I'm just saying.
Jax had two metal arms, not one. Fuck out of here.
You didn't like how he got the arms or anything?
Okay, so that was the thing too. It's like I thought he got him another way. He like jumped on a grenade. For Sonya Blade.
It changes in many iterations. The director, I saw like a 10-minute trailer breakdown from the director of the movie, and he explicitly said like, yeah, he's like, there's many iterations of how Jax gets his arms. In the current video game continuity, Ermac rips them off.
Yeah.
And so like he was like, we were able to take liberties with that, so we wanted it for this story purposes.
I thought it was dope how he lost them.
Yeah, it was fucking dope.
But that's one thing y'all motherfuckers shouldn't have did in the trailer. Y'all shouldn't have showed how Jax lost his arms. I hate that shit.
I mean, you know he's gonna lose his arms.
We know he's gonna lose them, but going into the movie, you could have thought like, oh, like Jax already has his metal arms, and then you was like, oh shit, he lost his arms by Subzero freezing them joints off. That's all I'm saying. Y'all gotta leave some fucking mystery to it. Y'all can't just give the whole shit out.
My thing is, I think there's still so much more mystery left that they're able to do.
There is. But another gripe that I have about this shit, and I'm gonna put it out there, is that I wish they would have went a more fucking practical route.
This is practical though.
No. Like some of the effects, like the CG in it, it just looks fucking
The one that I didn't like was Kano shooting the laser out of his eye. That's the only one that stood out to me. Other than that, every other one looked phenomenal to me.
A lot of the close-up shit with Subzero, and like when he's freezing shit, and then like when he does that shit and he throws him through the ice wall.
That was fucking incredible.
That was cool. But then there's just like, you watch other parts and it's like, oh, they didn't have enough in the budget for that. I guess it's just
maybe they're gonna touch it up later.
Nah. Unless they pull like the Sonic, Which Sonic was surprisingly a good movie after they did the thing.
I
think that was a whole fucking like marketing thing.
Here's the thing though. You're putting too much leeway on video game movies, which really never actually do good critically.
Yeah.
Or like, you know what I'm saying?
But I'm talking about like it just like making it look more realistic. You know what I'm saying? Versus like, man.
What I'm saying is this might have the potential probably to be the best video game movie ever made.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like, we've had video games for 30 fucking years, and nobody's ever been able to perfect it.
Yeah.
They've always been able to do good, okay, or it's just completely fucking awful. See?
Like that last Tomb Raider one?
Yeah.
That shit was
either that or see why why Nintendo has never licensed any of their properties to be made again after the debacle that is the Mario movie from the early 90s.
I'm not gonna lie, I love that fucking movie.
I liked it too, and then I heard all the shit that happened behind the scenes, and I was just like, oh, okay, this movie's trash.
Damn, what happened?
Like John Leguizamo said that movie caused him to become like an alcoholic and derailed his career because he knew that the movie was so bad that he like stress drank on set.
Damn.
All the fucking time. Like, there's so much bad shit that happened on set of that movie.
He's doing fine now.
I mean, yeah, but he could have been doing better, maybe.
My favorite shit was when it was in the mattress and it was going down the shit. And I always said that the Goombas look like Richard Jefferson.
Richard Jefferson.
I'm sorry, Richard. But yeah. I'm not as upset as I was before the trailer came out. I was gonna give it a chance, but hopefully when it comes out and I watch it, it'll be. But
it's
that's
on HBO Max, bro. You don't have to leave your comfort of your home. But if you want to go to the theater, I'm
gonna go to the theater and get like the full experience.
I'll go with you.
All right, let's make it a thing.
Not like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'll wear my best Jax clothing that I can. So see, I'm repping for the home team. You feel me?
I'm gonna have to go with Scorpion.
Lit. That's all right. You want to know what my one gripe is?
No, don't tell me.
What?
Just go ahead.
My one gripe is the guy who's playing Scorpion is like 60 years old.
But he looks so fucking cool.
I know, but that's the thing. Like,
but I mean, aren't they like old as fuck anyways?
No, like, I mean, the guy playing Scorpion can't be the same age as my parents. Because if this movie is gonna be like a franchise, this nigga's gonna be like close to 70 by the time they make the third film. That's weird to me.
But I think what they're gonna do, because you think about it, like his costume and shit that he was wearing, it wasn't the same.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. We'll finish with Scorpion real quick, and then we'll move on to something else. But I don't know. I thought it looked really dope. I don't know how they're gonna go forward from this dude playing it. If they're gonna have like another actor, or if this is. I seen something somewhere where it was like this is gonna be like a origin thing for like Scorpion. I forgot where I read that shit.
They've been doing that a lot. Though.
But another character. So the guy that's Scorpion now, I guess he like, and then Scorpion's gonna be like reborn. So it's gonna be different in probably like the future films.
Like a youthful version of him. It could be. I mean, that's the story. That's the plot line of Scorpion that they've fleshed out over like the last few games, anyway. So
yeah.
But yeah, I'm still excited for it
But I like how so with Scorpion. Like how his shit is like instead of like the shit coming out of his arms, it's like a rope. Like it's cool because it's more like realistic and it's.
So I think the movie was the only thing that did it that way.
Yeah.
The original movie. In most of the recent games, especially 11 and 10, it's the actual Japanese weapon that he's using.
Okay.
And shit.
And so my next gripe that I forgot about, but I'm gonna say something, is Subzero's mask.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking hate it.
Really?
It looks big and just like loose on his face. Scorpion shit looks dope, but his shit just looks like big and loose. Like go back and watch that shit and it just looks I don't know.
It could bring it in a little bit. I just liked Sub-Zero so much that I just
he was doing the shit in the trailer.
Mask was like, it didn't bother me that much just because that's how I wanted to see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it really shows how, like, they were limited in the 90s making these films. Because if you think about it, it's like, man, if I had ice powers, I wouldn't just be, like, charging up to throw one ball or some shit like that. I'd, like, utilize that in the way in my fighting style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. That's what the video games, like 10 and this MK11 that came out, they actually could, like, grasp that. Like, nah, this nigga uses the ice in his fighting style. Like, he's going to make daggers and shit and kill you with it. And so, like, that scene where he cuts Scorpion and he freezes that nigga's blood and stabs him with it, I lost my shit, bro. Like we watched it at work too. We were like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like,
when I watched the trailer, I was like, okay, but it was just those little things. I like what they did with Kano and how they didn't make him like
the full Terminator
metal.
face.
So I figure like from this point forward, like it's gonna develop into either that or I don't know.
That's what I think. So here's my prediction on the movie, because there is a new character in it who's not in the games. He's the character they're talking about and they show. His name's, they call him Cole Young.
Mm-hmm.
That's his name. My prediction is the movie finishes, they get through whatever event happens. I don't even think it's like an official Mortal Kombat tournament. It's just like they stop it or whatever. Then at the end of the movie, everyone goes off and does their own things and shit. And then it's like you see like Liu Kang and Kung Lao go back to like protect Earth. Sonya Blade and Jax are part of Special Forces, and it's like it shows Cole Young, and it's like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do a little bit of acting, but I gotta come up with a stage name. And they're just like, what about this? What about that? And maybe he's like, what if I call myself Johnny Cage? Because Johnny Cage is an actor.
Yeah,
that's his thing. And it's like, what if his actor name is just his stage name?
Yeah.
And this Cole Young guy, this is basically like an origin story for Johnny Cage. That's what I'm thinking, because that's what a lot of people were thinking, because like this guy's not in the movies. He's not in any of the games whatsoever. His character, his name already.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I'll send you the video that I saw the director like talking about it, but he was like, yeah, because Warner Brothers owns the rights to Mortal Kombat now, the video game.
Yeah.
And he was like, when we talked to them, they said that we could take liberties and add like a new character to it. So we decided to add this guy in. And I was like, looking at him, I was like, man, he looks suspiciously like Johnny Cage in the first Mortal Kombat movie, in a Mortal Kombat game. You know what I'm saying? So that would just be my little Easter egg fan service thing at the end of the movie if they wanted to do it. But
so
we'll see.
Me, I'm gonna say after this trailer, I don't want to see anymore. That's just me with every movie that I'm like looking forward to seeing.
Well, here's the thing with that.
I don't want to see any more trailers.
Here's the thing with that though. I figure with the way that the movie game is going now, especially with all these Warner Brother releases all being simultaneously, theater and HBO and HBO Max, I don't think there is going to be another trailer. Maybe they'll put out the final trailer when it releases, but that's it. Because if you think about it, Godzilla vs. Kong comes out next month.
Oh shit!
You haven't seen another trailer for it yet.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? And I think it's because they have the schedule so lined up of what they're dropping all year long. They don't have time to release multiple trailers. It's just like, hey, this is your big trailer. This is the date it drops. When it hits, you'll probably get one more trailer showing you that it's on the streaming service and then the movies. But other than that, you're not getting nothing else.
Yeah.
And I feel like they've been controlling that recently.
So I like how they did the little preview with all the stuff that's going to be coming out. So it has like Space Jam and all the other stuff.
Low key, that's what I'm really waiting on to see. I gotta see that Space Jam.
I think it might be all right. It's gonna be good for like this generation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, LeBron's pretty much like this generation's Jordan.
Yeah, they need that.
But yeah. So Mortal Kombat, I don't have too many gripes as much as I did before the trailer dropped, because I just really wasn't with it.
I'm glad you come around.
That's what I said. I told you. Probably back when we were doing IDK, I was like, once the trailer drops, we'll see what happens. I'll give it a chance. I still don't like that nigga Jackson. And his stupid ass arms.
Also shout out to them saying that there's going to be fatalities in it, and the movie is going to be super gory and violent.
I'm excited.
That's all I need to know. I'm fucking there.
Hell yeah. But shit, Mortal Kombat. When does it drop?
April 16th.
Oh, so we got time.
Mm-hmm.
What's your favorite Mortal Kombat game?
Probably Deception, because that's the game that brought me back.
When did that come out?
And like we were in high school, so I think it was on PlayStation 2. I think it was like 2004, 2005. It's the one because it's the one after Deadly Alliance.
I think I was on Deadly Alliance. What was the one where you can go like on quests and shit?
I think that was Deception.
Deception?
Yeah.
Okay, then that's the one I like. High school.
Good shit.
Man, oh my God.
I don't want to be that old nigga who always reminisces on high school and shit, but
you realize how long ago that shit was?
Very long.
We're dating ourselves right now because that shit was a while back.
But black don't crack, so you won't be able to tell. It's whatever.
All the stupid shit we used to wear.
Woo.
What was the craziest shit that you wore like back in the day? Like you look back and you're like, yo, like I wish.
There is, statute of limitations now. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that the social media platform doesn't exist no more, so I can get away with saying this. But I always say this: I am so glad that MySpace is not what it used to be, like with the old profiles and shit. Because I deleted mine like 10 years ago.
Okay,
my profile. So
I think mine's still up.
Yeah, I can't get none of my old pictures back. But that's MySpace basically chronicled my junior and senior year of high school. And all the old fashioned things that I was wearing were all on MySpace. So I have no regrets now, but I'm just saying, I don't know what the fuck I was thinking wearing tall tees back in the day.
Yo, I was talking about this at work with one of my coworkers, and he's talking about, man, he's like, I'm a bigger dude. He's like, so all y'all little motherfuckers buying up all the tall tees, like I ain't had no shirts. I was buying like stupid tall tees. Like them shits would go down to my knees.
It was bad.
I was wearing that, like Dickie shorts.
Yeah, bro.
Converse.
You hit up the Eisenhower flea market, you can get like the 5 for $20 tall tees.
Yo, that
white pack.
Foot Locker.
And they had the joints,
yeah.
And then like they had like, I think Eisenhower had like they had the deals on the Dickies, so it was like I think they had 3 for $20 on the Dickies. So
my closet was full of just Dickies.
Got the khaki, got the black.
I remember going to Eisenhower one time, and my mom was like, all right, well, like, grab, like, something. Grab what you want. Like, don't ask for a bunch of shit. And I was like, all right, cool. So I went and I brought back this T-shirt. And she's like, what are you doing with that big-ass T-shirt? I'm like,
Mom, this is what the kids are wearing.
You know what? I'm not even that pressed about tall tees. I'm pressed about the fucking double polos with the pop collar.
Wow. Kanye started some shit back then.
He did, but it only looked cool when Kanye did it.
Yeah, nobody else really looked
because
cool.
My ass looks stupid as shit. I seen old pictures of me like with the double polo with the collars popped, and it was like the bright colors. Yeah, nah.
I had
definitely not Kanye.
I had like a white and like teal trimmed Echo shirt that it was made for the collar to be popped because it had like logos under the collar, so it was like teal on the arm sleeves, teal on the chest with the rhino on the Echo, and then like the collar was like teal, but you popped it up and it said like Echo and shit on the collar. So like I would rock that bitch, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was made to pop the collar. Like I remember like trying to wear it with the collar down. It didn't look good. It was stupid. But man, yeah, that. What about? I was thinking about this the other day. Platinum Fubu.
Wow.
I bought some Platinum Fubu right before it went out of style. And it was like the whole 9, bro. Like I had like these black pants that had like the whole Fat Albert crew up the side of them. And I think I rocked them once, and then niggas stopped rocking Platinum Fubu, and I was like, God damn it!
You know what's funny? Is because right around that time, like everybody already had like the Platinum Fubu joints, and they was rocking them shits for a minute. And it got to, like, I kept bugging my parents, like, oh, like, I want to get this, like, the Platinum Fubu joint. And so they had some I never had real Fubu shit, ever. This reminds me of that episode
of Atlanta.
But I never had, like, real Fubu shit. I always had, like, the fake joints. I don't know. A lot of y'all niggas that had the food, y'all probably had fake shit, too, and I just didn't know. But whatever.
I had fake throwbacks. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't give a shit.
I had hella fake throwbacks.
I don't give a shit.
The fucking hardwood classics.
Hell yeah.
And back in the day, chicks was rocking the jersey dresses and shit with the
man. We need to bring them back.
The fake ass Timberland heels. Ugh.
Bring them back.
But yo, like I never had, and then right around the time is like they had the joint, like the Fubu, like platinum joints, and they had like the Burberry, like stitch hat and shit on it, and I think I caught it like right at the end.
So you say Burberry and everything. You know, I recently found this out, listened to another podcast, but you remember back in them early 2000s, the big rage was like getting like Jordans with Gucci, Jordans with Burberry and everything, and people would go to like Whoa Kicks and all these websites to check them out.
Yeah,
they were all fake.
None
of those were real.
None of them shits was
None of them were fucking real. And like I think it's funny because like rappers we liked got away with it. Like Fabulous had them on. Like all these fucking hot rappers back then were wearing them.
Like the Gucci Forces and shit like that.
They were all fake. There was no official collabs and shit. And that's the funny thing about it. But you know, we was all chasing clout back then.
That was, you couldn't. I mean, now you could wear whatever the fuck.
Yeah, nobody cares. I remember vividly being in class, just like scrolling Woe Kicks, like, oh man, I wish I had the money to get these and shit. And like, come find out now, I'm glad I didn't, because they were fake.
All them shits was fake.
They was fugazi.
You got the fugazi joints. You got the fugazi joints.
That's fucking crazy,
man. Because I feel like back then too, it was like you was under a lot of pressure to like for me, because for one, I'm light skinned, so
gotta have that style.
I'm fucking hated on both sides, so I gotta figure out some shit to try to be like, at least like, you know, blend in, chameleon. But yeah, that was one thing for me, is like, man, a lot of my shit was bootleg.
Yeah,
I ain't even gonna front.
I remember getting back to Eisenhower, because my senior year was back when Texas rap blew up and went mainstream.
Yo,
so
the fucking, I already know where you going.
We heard when Slim Thug said "Big Boss belt buckle under my Mitchell and S."
Whoa.
We ran to Eisenhower and everybody got a big fucking belt buckle with their initial. Mine had the M on it, and I wore that shit and I tucked my fucking tall white tee behind it. I thought I was the shit, man. I thought I was the shit.
Dog, I can't even tell you how many fucking dumbass belts I had. I had one with a spinner on it, and then the chain with the spinner. And then my sister, she had the belt with the glow. And you put your name in it and shit.
I think I remember seeing her in the hallway with that.
I kept stealing that shit from her. She would get pissed off. So I never had one for myself. I used to steal my sister's belt. Whatever. Fuck off. But yeah, like that. And then when I went to DC, like the little carts in the mall, they had one that had a D on it. Yeah. I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna get this.
Gotta have it.
And I thought I was the coolest. I had the tall tees with the long sleeve under and shit, with the joint tucked in there.
Yeah.
Man, I look corny as fuck. I look back at those pics, I'm like, yo.
I slapped the shit out of myself.
Yeah.
Once again, statute of limitations. There was a picture on my MySpace of me in a tall tee, black, hitting a blunt while my homeboy like has his hand out in rotation. I'm also wearing a white do-rag.
Don't tell me you had the white shades on.
I had some white shades on.
Oh, my God.
Some white stunner shades. And I had this fake chain, this fake Texas-made pendant on with my fake Cupid zirconia earrings, bro. Like, I'm telling you.
You had the Fabo joints.
I thought motherfuckers used to say I looked like Mike Jones back then. That shit would piss me off, man. So
hey, your name's Mike, so it's just double fucking.
And the cape on my do-rag, I knotted that shit up like 50 Cent used to do. How you would tie his cape in a like a knot and shit. Like, yeah, that's how I had that shit. I had it knotted.
Yo, the 2000s was a weird fucking time.
This is a crazy time, man. I'm telling you.
What is in this?
I don't know.
This Teremana got me out here telling secrets about
serum.
all my bootleg fits.
I can't have y'all knowing that shit.
So with that being said, I'm gonna pour me another shot.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna do another shot of this. You want one? You off tomorrow? You ain't got nothing to do. We'll do half of one.
Don't you peer pressure me, motherfucker.
We're going to do half of one. So we're doing another shot. If you are listening and you want to take a drink with us, then go ahead.
Hopefully you do. There you go. That's a good one.
Perfect shot time. Okay. So this is to the death of 2000s fashion, and hopefully that shit don't come back and people are wearing the double polos and shit.
Man, if my kid come in the house with a tall tee, I'm going to kill that motherfucker. I'm going to kill him.
You know what? I thought that shit was going to come back because Travis Scott put that franchise joint out. And I was like, yo, these little niggas is going to start rocking tall tees and shit again.
And so that's all it's going to take. All these female rappers keep remaking songs from when we were in high school.
Yep.
One of them going to fuck around and get one of them. They going to remake Yup in my white tee, man.
Yep.
You're going to fuck it up for us.
God damn. All right, well, cheersies. Teremana.
Tequila, Teremana.
Oh man, so moving on, we're gonna get away from the 2000s fashion and our high school days. So we got some news earlier this week. Was it yesterday?
It was yesterday.
the split of something amazing.
So we're in Music Corner now, I take it.
We're in Music Corner.
All right.
Welcome to Music Corner.
Music Corner, guys. So yesterday, we got the news that Daft Punk is splitting up after almost 30 years of being a group. Well, they're just done. You can't really... Would you call it splitting up if one of them retired? That's what I heard. I heard just one of them retired and the other ones keep making music. So, yeah. And so it's done. And, like, I heard that news and, like, man, like, I started thinking about it and I was just like, I wanted to bring it to the pod because it's like, when was the first time you ever heard Daft Punk? Like, you remember? Like, what did you think of it?
I do. And I didn't realize how much Daft Punk shit I knew because I wasn't like a fan.
Yeah.
But like I would know like Around the World and like, you know, all the other different joints, like the popular shit that would be out. And I remember my introduction to them was, what was the second album?
I don't remember names, but I can look it up for you.
Yeah, look that up real quick. So the second album, I think it's the second album. I could be wrong, but Around the World. Yeah. And I remember waking up every morning and before I went to school, the video would be playing.
Oh yeah, because that's what it was for me. As a kid, during the summers, I used to have this thing where I was like, I got to stay up all night, and I'd stay up till 6 a.m. And on MTV, when I'm talking about BET, you sick bastards, you sick motherfuckers.
That BET Uncut, baby.
Not that. That was later on. But when I was younger on MTV, they did this thing called After Hours, where they would literally play like videos from like, I think it was like 1 a.m. all the way till 6 a.m.
I remember during that time too. I think that's when, I could be wrong, but Robin Thicke, when he was like on the bike and he was riding through New York, he had the long hair and shit. I didn't even know that was him for the longest time, but yeah.
So yeah, the second album was called Around the World, I think.
I thought it was something else.
Am I looking at the albums? No, that's not the albums.
But yeah, so like I would wake up in the morning, like before I go to school, like I would see that video on TV. And so I would just like do the little dance because I was walking around on the little shit. But yeah.
It's called Homework. That's what the second album was. It came out in 97.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was the same thing with me. Like I remember staying up one night, the video came on. I was like, what is this?
It was just weird.
Like, yeah, but the song was, like the beat was like so melodic and like and trance, like, you know what I'm saying? Like it hooks you in and you're just like, this shit is actually pretty dope. But the one that got me was whatever the next album was when they started using the anime characters. Because I was like heavy in anime then. So it was like the One More Time song. One More Time. And then in that, they had like the anime group in it. And they were like playing music and shit like that.
I don't think I ever seen that.
See, that's the one that really got me. Like I knew Around the World, but when I heard that one, I was just like, oh shit. And then I loved the anime back then. I was like, oh, Daft Punk is dope.
I'm gonna have to get on YouTube and like, but I think what really brought, let me not say that because they've been doing shit for a good minute.
They have 93.
The shit that they did with Pharrell, I think that's what really like put them, which it sucks because they were putting out a lot of good shit.
That's the thing. It basically reintroduced them back to society, kind of, but it was also them getting their roses finally.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like they needed them for a long time.
They won a Grammy off of that, right?
Yeah. It's crazy. Like I think they won all their accolades like later on in their career.
That's fucking wild. You're doing like
wild about it.
Like 20 years of music, and then you finally get like one.
I saw like that post where everyone was like saying like, well, yesterday it was like, man, it's like Daft Punk when they broke up, but it's like never forget their last stretch, their last decade together. They gave us the Tron Legacy soundtrack. They gave us all the shit with Pharrell, and then they gave us. All the shit with The Weeknd, and I was just like, God damn. Yeah. Talk about a way to just go. Talk about a way to bow out and just be like, yo, we good. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. So shout out to Daft Punk and all the amazing music that they put out over the years and all the shit. Like since you told me that we were going to talk about this, I was at the gym and I was going through like the albums, and I didn't realize like how much shit I knew and how much shit I had. Because I never knew like the names of the songs. I never went through and like listened to like a whole like Daft Punk album. Yeah. And then like I went back and I was like, let me start from the beginning. So started from the beginning. I think I got like three albums in, but there was like a lot of shit, and I was just like, whoa. I was like, I didn't even know I knew this shit.
It's crazy. It's kind of like, I feel like I feel like they're a group that's like subconscious. Like I always make that statement of like, you don't have to like the band Queen to not know their music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like for one, if you've been to any sporting event in America, you've heard one of their songs.
Yeah.
It's we will rock you. You know what I'm saying? They basically make stadium music.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
what it's called. Anytime a team wins a championship, they always play "We Are the Champions."
Yep.
You've heard Queen before, you just didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the same thing with Daft Punk.
It's like We Are the Champions, or all we do is win.
Yeah. Now you'll get that, but it's part of the tradition now.
Yeah.
Anyone wins a title anywhere, it's like we're gonna play those two songs. That's just what you do. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the same thing with Daft Punk. It's crazy. But one thing that I can say about it that I realized that hooked me when we were talking about Around the World. Now that you're a filmmaker, that video is so fucking simple.
It is.
It is, and it's so simple, but it's so creative at the same time.
I got to go back and watch it because I haven't seen it in years. But I remember, like, every morning, like, that video would be on.
Yeah.
That, and then I would bounce back and forth between, like, Nickelodeon, MTV, and then, like, VH1. And VH1 had, like, the pop-up video and shit like that. I think that was on an episode of Pop-Up.
Pop-up video.
But, damn, man, talking about dating yourself.
I'm saying, we old as fuck.
We old as shit. But, yeah, that was my introduction to them. And then just, like, how, like, the Busta Rhymes shit, he sampled. And I didn't know that until I heard that song, and I went through and I found the sample, and I was like, oh, shit, Daft Punk.
Busta sampled Daft Punk?
Yeah.
Well,
Swiss Beats did.
Okay. And this was...
for Touch It.
All right. Oh, shit.
Touch it.
Oh, shit, he did. Wow. And that's before Kanye did Stronger.
Stronger, yep.
That's crazy.
So.
Fuck, man.
So Daft Punk's just all over.
They've always just been getting their roses the whole time. It just seems like they finally got it at the end. I think that's the craziest part is, I know I used to think that, what song was it? Get Lucky.
Yeah.
I thought Get Lucky was a Pharrell song for the longest time. And then I realized, oh shit, that's Daft Punk.
Oh shit, my bad. See, Teremana.
Teremana
got me acting up.
Tequila,
Dwayne, man.
Yeah.
That was on Random Access Memories.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole album, like when it came out, I actually fuck with that one pretty heavy.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I think I had that shit on repeat a lot. Just because it's like, it's good, for one, background. Because I was doing a lot of shit.
Yeah,
like,
it's good background music. I know, your music's made it far when they're using it for like sporting events. So that NBA finals, which I can't stand that one. But I remember like they'd go to commercial and they'd be playing "We're Up All Night to Get Lucky," and I was like, oh shit, Daft Punk getting some play.
Daft on there.
Pharrell getting some play right now.
Yeah. So shout out to Daft Punk.
Yeah.
It's sad to see y'all split, but I mean, shit, y'all been doing it for almost 30 years?
93 to 2021.
Yeah, so
2 more years would have been 30. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy, man.
So on another music note, somebody's back.
So we were talking about this earlier. Bobby Shmurda was released from prison today, and I don't know. All right, so I'm realizing that it's definitely a regional thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cause down here, all we got was the fucking the hot nigga song,
yeah.
And it's like, but every time I listen to like Breakfast Club or something like that, and they talking about like Bobby Shmurda like coming home and shit, cause they in New York, they like, yo, the streets coming home and shit. And it's like, damn, how many more tracks did they hear? Like, of course, they probably got his mixtapes and shit, and I didn't realize how hot he was. But it's just like,
probably up there circulating.
I just knew it was that one fire ass song. Then he got the charge, had to go away, and it was sad. It was fucked up. But it's just like, I mean, I feel like there's an energy behind it. I mean, I hope he can come back out with some dope shit.
I think when he come out, he gonna, cause I mean, you had all that time.
Yeah, well, that never really helps though. Most motherfuckers who come out of jail after doing a stint, the next album ain't hot.
I'm not saying it's gonna be like the hottest shit.
You know what I'm saying?
But he got a lot of shit behind him though.
Yeah.
he got a lot of people backing him. Like when
he
come
do.
back. Yeah, so
Quavo picked him up. Like the video of him like touching down, like he's hopping on Quavo's jet, and Quavo's like right behind him.
dog. So expect some dope ass shit to be coming out from Bobby Shmurda. Man, we should have got him back before we got the other guy. Y'all know who the fuck we talking about.
Fucking rad.
We ain't even gonna say his name, cause then he gonna come for us like he did Meek. Nah, he's been
with
like,
the blicky with the sticky eye.
oh man, I can't. If y'all like that shit, that's y'all. But
Y'all trash.
I can't even get into it. On that note, we gonna leave it at that. This Teremana got me feeling
Noise.
Noise. Shout out to Dwayne Johnson
Kind of saucy.
for making a little sauce factor to it.
Yo, Rocky, I smell what you cooking now, bro.
You smell what you
Yo,
cooking.
I smell what you cooking, bro.
So
woo.
On that note, we gonna seal this bottle up, and we gonna make our way out of here. But y'all have a good one. Peace.
Stokes out.